All right, guys, we are at Module 11. Time to start wrapping this guy up. We're going to finish up Module 11. Module 12 is going to be just basically finalizing the paper, finalizing the grade, finalizing any questions we got, and we're going to call this a day. I can't tell you how impressed I am with you guys. You guys have stayed motivated. You've asked some great questions. I've had to put on my thinking cap a couple times. You made me scratch my head a little bit. I like it. I like it a lot. It shows everybody's on their game. That being said, Module 11, this is it. This is where the magic happens, because no matter what's going on, no matter what's happened, no matter where it is, I call continuity of operations or continuity operations planning, the show must go on. The show must go on. Whether you get wiped out by a hurricane, whether you have an active shooter where, God forbid, people are injured or people are hurt or anything like that, you've got to have what you're going to hear me refer to it as a COOP plan, continuity of operations planning, COOP. So be ready to hear that a few times. Basically what it is, COOP is a concept, an initiative by the federal government. It establishes that government organizations must be able to continue operations under a variety of circumstances. Again, continue operations. The show must go on. That's it in a nutshell. The show must go on. Okay? Also, not just the federal government, but the federal government's been the model for a lot of private organizations for their continuity of for their COOP planning. So a lot of private organizations have set themselves up for success too, because they've got a very robust plan in place in which their physical structures could be destroyed or their personnel could be unavailable or any number of reasons. But they've set themselves up for success. Okay. By the end of this module, you'll be able to identify the framework for a COOP plan, a continuity of operations planning, describe the COOP tools that can be used for continuation of business or organization. The requirements to complete this module are going to be read the content, read and watch content. I've got a video lecture from me on COOP. Read the information on how to use COOP planning tools and checklists. We got some stuff that we're coming up from the state of New York that's got a pretty good plan. I was really impressed when I was doing the research from this. They've got a good model in place. The federal government is kind of the framework for it. However, what the state of New York did is they basically took the wheel and they made it round. So they made it a little bit better. They kind of spun things up a little bit better. We're going to have a discussion question that I want you to look at. Nothing's going to be, as you know so far, nothing's crazy, nothing's out of line. We've got some good work going on, and we've really generated some good topics. So I'm really impressed with what's come up. You guys have been just stellar. I can't tell you how impressed I am. Okay, let's do this. All right, continuity of operations planning, COOP. History has shown us the importance of continuity planning for both public and private sectors. So you've got to have that plan in place. This has been going on with the feds. This has been going on for private organizations for a long time. You got to have it. The New York State's Continuity Preparedness, the State of Office of Emergency Management, had developed a series of COOP planning tools. So basically what they did is they took the wheel, they made it round. They've got a checklist, and they've come up with some good tools that are intended to assist the planning teams throughout the development of their continuity of operations planning, okay, throughout their contingency planning. It's applicable at all levels, state, local, county, and a number of other places. Each document is structured in a manner that can be used independently or with other documents, all right, or with other documents. Now, I would suggest you take this tool. If you want to hijack it and cut and paste and all that other stuff, it's a public document. I don't see any reason why you can. Maybe if you just want to put a blurb down there that it was plagiarized or stolen from the state of New York, or if you want to use that for your COOP plan or something like that. I like this thing. It's got, like I said, it's got a lot of planning tools, okay? What it is, the planning tools, you're going to see some stuff in there. The New York State Continuity Operation Planning Guide and Outline. Okay, that guide is intended to serve as a framework and a starting point for your continuity of operations planning. Okay, that is going to be your jumping off point for the COOP planning. Okay, it can be used in tandem with the other stuff from the state of New York, or it can be used as a standalone document. which is what I find interesting because as a standalone document, it answers a lot of your questions that you're going to need. I mean, you're going to have your introduction, task, purpose, planning assumptions. Planning assumptions is what I really liked. Identify expectations based on the planning process, research, and real life events. So you're having to get in front of these things. You're having to think ahead of these things a little bit. This is a good thing. Okay, as risk managers, we are looking at risk. What's in front of us? I'm not looking at what's here and now, because by the time that happens, I'm already behind the curve. I should be ahead of this. Okay, I should already be ahead of this. Identify what agents can expect, what your agencies can expect to experience when entering your continuity environment. So when you pull the plug at your base organization or your physical organization and have to relocate to another location, you've got to be ready for that. An example, where I work at Marine Forces North in New Orleans, our COOP plan is in Houston, Texas. So if New Orleans gets beat up, or excuse me, not Houston, God, I didn't even know my own COOP plan. That's pretty sad. In San Antonio, Texas, at Fort Sam Houston. So if we got to pull the plug in New Orleans, we relocate to Fort Sam Houston in San Antonio. All right, we're ready to go there. We've got facilities picked out. We've got places we can go. We've already got coordination with hotels and things of that nature. So we're ready. All right. Other planning assumption. What's the expected impact of an event? How can it change how we do business? Obviously, optimally, you want to be able to make a seamless transition from one location to the next with your personnel, with your computers, with everything, your networks, everything that has to go on like that. There's another military expression I'm going to throw at you. No op order survives first contact. No plan survives first contact. However, as long as you have a plan in place, you've got something to build. All these plans and all these documents that we use are constantly evolving. They're going to change. They're going to move. You can't say this hurricane it will affect A, B, and C. Excuse me. Because it may not always be so. This hurricane, which is a Category 1, which is going to have minor street flooding, may just affect C. Okay? It's going to be able to adjust, but make sure you got something in place. Okay? This is going to lead me to my second point. Identify any adjustments to day-to-day operations that may be necessary to operate. Okay? Think ahead. You're always wargaming this. You're always thinking ahead in these continuity plans. Okay? If then, or if then. This happens, that happens. Always plan ahead on that. You can look at it from the natural disaster standpoint like we did, or you can look at it from a man-made situation like we did with the paper that you're looking at. So I'm hoping that you're really taking some of this into consideration when you looked at your paper. I'm not gonna beat you up if you don't have a continuity plan in your paper. I'm not gonna get uptight about that because we are so far down the line and you've already done your rough draft. I would not do that to you. That would just be kind of a rotten thing to do. So I'm not gonna beat you up on a COOP plan. But what I want you to do as far as the paper, going back to that a little bit, I want you to be thinking ahead. All right, what's your risk assessment? What's your risk management? What's your threat assessment, depending on the situation at hand? COOP, the way I like this module, I want you to take this. This is the end of the day. This is where everything comes together, the risk management, the threat analysis, and all this other stuff. After something happened, this is where you are actually going to make your money. This is your money maker right here. You've got a contingency plan in place. You're ready to pull the plug and turn the lights out in one place, and you're ready to flip the light switch on the other place and do business. Take a real good look at these continuity of operations plans from the Department of Homeland Security for the state of New York and Emergency Services. Take these products. I think these are a good baseline. So if you do become that security manager or that emergency management guru, these are going to be your money makers right here. Guys, you've been nothing short of amazing. Words can't describe how impressed I am with you all. You guys just really came through every day. You've asked me some tough questions. I've had to do that. Don't know. I'll get back to you on that one a few times. I love that stuff. You're keeping me on my toes. When it's all said and done, you got my name. You got my number. Reach out to me. I mean, I'm one of these people, man. I want to see everybody set up for success. You guys, I think you're going to do well. I really do think you're going to do well. I like to see you as the future in the community that I'm currently serving in. Reach out to me. If you ever need anything, please feel free to reach out. I know it's been difficult going on online classes with videos and Zoom conferences and things of that nature, but please reach out to me. You got my text, you got my phone number. Call me, text me, email me. Make sure that you just reach out to me. You've been phenomenal. You just been amazing. So I'm gonna quit rambling. I get kind of attached to you guys, whether you believe it or not. And some of my students in my own class I get really attached to too, because I think they're amazing people, and I have nothing but the utmost respect. You ever need anything, please let me know. I hope you enjoyed the class. Take care. God bless, and I hope to see you soon.